Quad was being very long-winded, and but they kept turning around looking at us, and I'm like, here you are in front of your man, you should be uplifting him, but never should you even mention your ex.
Virtual reality.
I am so excited for this episode of Virtual Reality because I have some special tea here for the episode, the sweetest tea there is.
Yeah, I bought you the jugs.
I mean, how? I'm obsessed. I'm also obsessed with this season.
Really?
It's good. Well, it's good to watch. How good was it to live?
Ooh, it was not the greatest to live, but you know, life happens and a lot of things are thrown at you. You just got to know how to catch it.
I feel you've had a very busy season catching a lot.
Yes, yeah.
And I mean, there's so much to get into, but I feel what's on everyone's mind still is the most recent episode with the fight or the drama with Quad at the newlyweds-ish game that I feel was doomed from the start.
Yeah, definitely. I already knew that before going into the trip because I sat with Simone, and Simone was like, oh, Heaven's going to co-host the trip, and I already knew it was going to be some BS. That's all I knew. I just knew it. So I was like, okay.
Were you pleasantly surprised at how quiet she was during the fight? Because Dr. Heavenly only got in, she only said one thing.
She only said one thing,
that got caught on
but I think that it was still premeditated.
Oh,
I really do think it was premeditated.
Like with the questions and everything?
Yes. I mean, Heavenly is a one-trick pony. She is.
Okay.
You know, the same trick up her sleeve every time.
Well,
I know her too well.
One of the tricks she does is YouTube.
Yeah, she does.
And she mentions a lot on the YouTube.
Yes, she does.
She talks about you a lot on the YouTube.
Yes.
She was saying that there was more that we didn't see between you and Greg. Could you clarify that, or was she kind of she was saying that
she's always putting more to a story because she loves attention. You know, I don't know if you heard her background, her childhood, but you know, she just loves attention, and there really wasn't more to the story. We sat there. There were name cards at the seats, so we sat behind Quad and her boyfriend. And so I just kind of felt like it was done on purpose, but hey, I was going to play the game, whatever. And so as they were answering the questions and stuff like that, Quad was being very long-winded. And but they kept turning around looking at us. And I'm like, you know, hey, you know, this should be about you and your man, you know, some of these questions. And so, you know, whenever she mentioned about having the baby shower and then throwing me a baby shower, I felt like that was a little offensive. So I was just like, you know, because we're not friends, and I don't really know Quad like that. And we haven't had much of an interaction other than her coming to my bachelorette party and really at the end with the Met Gala and then the girls trip. So we haven't really had much of an interaction. I swear we haven't even had more than a 2-minute conversation.
Really?
And so like for her to all of a sudden go from, you know, she's happy for us one moment, the next moment she's shaming us and talking crap about me and making fun of my voice. And so then it's just like, I'm trying to figure out where did we go wrong?
Because I feel from what the viewers, or what I can see at least, it's a very hard situation for all of you. You're not trying to poke anything. You're kind of just going about, you know, just being there, being happy. And it was something with this trip in particular that really set her off, I guess. And because for a while I thought she just really wanted to brag about how much she loves her guy.
Yeah.
But then it took such a turn. And what was kind of going through your head when it was starting to turn that way? Because you said a lot of your co-stars were looking at you, but then it kind of felt very targeted from Quad.
Yes, it did. I think that she's an instigator and she is a professional victim. And so I guess kind of felt like, you know, here you are in front of your man, you should be uplifting him, but never should you even mention your ex in that moment. And if Gregory did that to me, I would be upset. And so it really wasn't much. Gregory, he got upset. He was going through a lot of stuff at the time. He had just quit his job at the hospital, and he was going through a lot. And then not only that, you know, I think that situation was traumatic for him too. And so you have to look at the actions of both of them. You know, is it Gregory antagonizing her, or is she antagonizing Gregory? And so I have to look at that. You know, and you know, she's even tried to come in and fight me. And so, you know, we don't have any beef with each other. Yeah. And so she said, it's not you, but what is it? You know, okay, maybe it is my husband, but I don't quite understand what the issue is. And so, you know, when she started talking about the baby thing, I felt like it was sensitive, and she's like trying to get, you know, bless our marriage, or she was like, I approve of your, and I'm like,
I didn't ask.
I'm like, it was just awkward, and it was very random. It was
Yeah.
just weird. And so my husband, he asked me not to get into it with her, and he was like, just ignore it. Like, I don't want my ex-wife and my new wife fighting. Like, I just don't want to be in between that. And he was like, leave it alone. I have history with her, and I don't want to go back down that road. So he got upset because I intervened, but he also responded.
Yes.
He responded, and he was just like, well, I just had enough. And I'm like, well, you can't tell me what to do if you can't do it.
And also, I feel I was like, well, you're also being protective of your partner, where you're like, I want to stick up. I'm in this situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so, especially when it comes to dealing with a woman, like, it's woman on woman, let me deal with her.
Yeah.
And, I think me and my castmates, we talk about this sometimes. They're like, well, no, you should let him deal with it. But I'm like, that's been 6 years ago, though. Yeah. And so, when I see that she's antagonizing him, then I feel the need to step in and say, hey, trying to, to protect my husband.
Yeah.
Because, again, those are things that, that are traumatic to him, and I have to deal with that when we go home.
So we haven't seen what happens next with it, but it seems he goes to go on a little walk to get some breath. Mm-hmm. And then from the mid-season trailer, we see y'all go to the beach.
Yes.
And the beach does not seem fun in the sun.
Yeah. It was a bunch of, it's a bunch of hoopla.
I'm curious because we don't know totally what happens in the upcoming episodes.
Okay.
But we saw in the mid-season trailer that there seems to be conflict between Greg and Quad's boyfriend.
Yes.
Does that shock you that it kind of got to that place?
You know what? It didn't really quite shock me because I know people's intentions and I see how they move, and I'm not surprised. I mean, think about it. Whenever, Quad and Helly went on this press tour talking about, how Phaedra got Quad kicked out of the group. Mm-hmm. That never happened. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's just, I think that some of these things were premeditated and planned out. And you tell me once you watch the episode what you think.
Okay.
And you don't even have to read between the lines. It's going to be very, very, very clear.
Real. And do you feel like now, after all of it, because with you and Quad, of course, I never expected you guys to go frolicking together, like skipping in the sun, but getting to a more, but I feel for a while you guys were just kind of at a place of peace in the sense you didn't try to come at each other. Do you feel after this trip there's hope for you guys to get back to a better or more neutral place?
I would hope so. I want to get to a neutral place. I think that I have to let her know what my expectations are within this group of her and dealings with my husband. And so, I think that I have to really just create a clear line with her to say, hey, don't come for my husband. And we won't have no problems. I mean, that's just as simple. I mean, everybody is protective over their loved ones, especially their spouse. And so, let's not make it awkward than what it needs to be,
And it seems like you guys aren't the only people with some awkwardness with spouses and ex-spouses on this trip because Apollo appears.
Yes.
How, without giving too much away, how was his energy in the mix? And do you think that was someone intentionally being messy?
I think that he came with a vendetta. I think that he definitely had some things to say. It was interesting that he came.
It was
interesting that he came because I'm like, oh, well, you could address this back at home, when you dropped off the kids. But okay, sure. So it was an interesting moment.
I know, it kind of adds to the vibe of a lot of your castmates not loving Phaedra being involved in the group. Do you feel that's still the overall theme of a lot of people kind of being like, I don't want her in the mix?
I think that they do want her in the mix. I think that they just want the messy Phaedra. This group of ladies, they love drama as much as they like to, they throw rocks and hide their hands. But that's what they want from Phaedra. And I think Phaedra is, she's a different person now, and I think that people have to be understanding of people in their journey. She went through a lot when she was on Housewives and all that. And so I think that she wanted to introduce herself a little differently. And they just want that old messy Phaedra.
Messy Phaedra had some fun moments.
Yes,
so I understand. I get at one level that they're like, oh, bring that back. But we understand that Phaedra has become a new person. Do you feel her going back to Atlanta Housewives, any of the messiness will come back out, or do you think she's going to bring the changed version there?
I think that she's gonna bring the change version. She doesn't shy away from conflict though. I don't think that she does. I think that she doesn't mind addressing it. She wants to have fun, but I think that she wants that natural conflict. And so she tells me these group of ladies are weird. Like I don't know if this is gonna work. She's like, it's not usually like this, because she's been in the reality TV space before, and so she's given me a lot of guidance and a lot of love and support, and I appreciate that. That's something I'm getting that I don't get that enough from the other.
Yeah, because that's what I love watching you and her have moments together. Because I'm like, this is like it feels like it's like a true friendship that is growing and blossoming.
Yes, and we've had our moments like last year. You guys probably didn't get to see, but we've had our moments. But I would say that we have a true sisterhood.
Oh, I hope. I mean, while it could be fun for you, I hope her plan isn't to steal you to Atlanta Housewives, because I love you on Married to Medicine. But would that entice you?
That would. She did actually invite me to the space.
Really?
She did. Yeah, she did.
What was your thought process after she did that?
I thought that the ladies were very fun and nice.
Okay.
There was some drama going on while I was there. I did see that. But it was genuine. It was real drama, and I could appreciate that. Between friends.
Because you know more than us, because we don't know some of these new ladies on Atlanta Housewives. So they were fun?
Yeah, they were fun. They were a lot of fun. Okay. And they welcomed me with open arms.
Okay, so we might see you popping up everywhere around town.
I don't know.
We're going to have you on Traders next, too.
Ooh, I would love that. I would love Traders.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know, it'd be long, I don't know. It'd be fun to watch. I feel like it's very stressful to do.
Yes.
But I guess after Married to Medicine, you're like, it might be nice.
Yeah, I'm built for anything. I mean, my background, I was in the Air Force and all that, so I think that I'm built for anything.
That's true. You're ready for it. And I love how much you also have been saying you've been very supportive to Contessa, because she has had some ups and downs this season, especially with Heavenly.
Yes.
How do you feel, like, what space is she in now, do you think?
I think Contessa likes to look on the brighter side of things, and I think that she's just looking towards the light and trying to move forward. I think that once you show yourself to Contessa, I think she acts accordingly, and she no longer will put you back in that place that she used to hold you, in that dear space. And so Contessa, I look up to her. I really do. I admire her strength. And, especially being within this group, I mean, she even left at one point. Yeah. She came back. And so even before I even joined the group, we actually went out to lunch and we talked, and, she gave me some words of encouragement, some advice.
Oh, that's good. And I feel, I don't know how you would feel one way or the other for this, but I know some of the ladies are hoping her and Heavenly could get to, maybe not back to where they were, but to a better place. Do you think that's on the horizon for them?
I think so. Okay. I think that they can be neutral, Now, she did tell me that, her and Heavenly they haven't actually talked since like 2021 on the phone. Like, wow. So, they're cordial when they're around each other, but it could be
for the most part cordial.
Yeah, for the most part. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Keeps the peace.
Are you excited for the reunion?
That's an interesting question. I don't know if I'm just excited or what, because to be honest, I haven't really heard from the ladies. Really? I actually reconnected recently with Simone.
Okay.
And I actually blocked some of them because
what?
I did, because we haven't heard from each other.
Oh, wait, I love this. You have like a period if you like, it's like an alarm if like someone doesn't reach out to you in 30 days blocked.
Well, I just decided, like, I blocked them from social media, and I was like,
wow.
I'm not gonna give you a reason to check in and see what I'm doing.
Who's on the blocked list?
A lot of people.
Oh God. Okay.
A lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's not on the? I guess Simone's not.
She was, but she's back on. She's back on. We talked Sunday, so we're better.
Okay, so it's possible to get off the list.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Who? Okay.
I only block the people I haven't heard from since we wrapped this season.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. But I'm still cool with Phaedra. I'm still cool with Contessa. Okay. Me and Simone recently talked. I reached out to Toya probably about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so you had to unblock her to reach out.
Yeah, well, she wasn't blocked at first. She's blocked right now. But,
so I guess the reach out wasn't that.
Yeah, no, but I blocked her, and after speaking with Simone, you know, I unblocked her. I unblocked Toya, but she doesn't have access to my social media. I just want to see who's true and who's genuine to check it up on me, you know, to say, hey,
She's
you know.
making a list and checking it twice.
That's right. Mrs. Clausen is
yes, I love it. I'm obsessed. What, I mean, wow, I can't wait to see who gets off the list after the reunion, or who gets added to the list. I don't even know.
Yeah, who will get added? Well, there's a couple people already on there, so.
Okay, well, the reunion is going to be so much fun to watch. I also say one of my favorite moments to watch is your speed dating.
Yes.
I'm obsessed.
That was a lot of fun. I had
obsessed.
so much fun with speed dating. Oh my gosh, especially the age gap dating, because so many people are interested in age gap dating now. And, you know, me and my husband were 23 years, you know, difference. And there's a reason why a lot of young women are looking for older men. You know, I'm 33 years old, and so when I was dating, I just kind of felt like men my age, they weren't mature. And not saying that even with older men, there's things that you're gonna have to deal with because they're stuck in their ways.
Mm-hmm. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right, right. That's a nice looking man, though.
He's on the block list.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, even these older guys, they look good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must. I actually did a class, and I was just teaching some of the women of like why to date older, because the men of today, they're not what it was yesterday. Remember your uncle back in the day, and he was chewing that tobacco and all that, and you know he's probably in his late 40s or early 50s, but it looked old. But they don't look like that anymore.
It's like fine wine.
Yes, fine wine. Yes, I want to take a sip.
Do you hope to do more of those?
Yes, I do.
Ooh,
I do.
Okay.
I'm looking into doing a few more in Atlanta.
All right, are you still craving a little more tea? Evan, tell them where to go.
Make sure to like and subscribe to Page 6 YouTube to check out all of our exclusive virtual reality interviews and more.